Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing an August TBR. I didn't do a TBR for July and I've been doing like on and off quite a lot of mood reading recently. So I thought for the month of August, let's bring the TBR jar back out. Now I am going away for a couple of weeks in August, so we probably are going to choose quite a few Kindle books just so that I don't have an overweight suitcase and have to pay like a charge at the airport. But we'll see what we pick out. The TBR jar might force me to choose things off my physical TBR. I'll definitely take some physical books, but last year I took way too many and it was just a joke. So fingers crossed we get a few options in here that I can apply to Kindle books. Also just want to acknowledge this is Ted. He is my teddy bear. And I'm currently sat in my spare room, that's why the backgrounds look different. I can't find a good angle to film in this room, but this is where the TBR cart is, so we're just going to film this video in here today. I'll come up with a better background for next time, but currently we're going to be joined by Ted. So I've got my TBR jar and let's use the first one. Let's smush them around a bit. Okay, I've got the first one. A book you've been putting off. Oh, what about like every book I've ever owned? What on here have I especially been putting off? Like for a reason, maybe. Oh, I don't know. I've been putting The Prisoner's Throne off, but I have an audiobook coming in from my library in a couple of months, so I don't really want to like read. I don't need to read the physical copy, I'll just wait for the audiobook because I've got a feeling I might struggle with reading it a bit. I didn't love the first one. So I am putting that off, but I think I'm just going to wait for the audiobook. You know what, we're going to have to go with The Essex Serpent by Sarah Perry. I bought this only for the cover years ago and I've been putting off actually reading it ever since. I keep putting it in my TBR and not reading it. So we're actually going to try and read this one again this month. My problem is because I've got a Kindle Unlimited subscription at the minute, I just keep reading Kindle books. I'm looking up, by the way, because I'm doing the jar and I don't want to peek. A sci-fi. I think this is the only sci-fi I've got, and it says science fiction on it, so that's only how I know it's a sci-fi. Cat's Cradle by Kurt Vonnegut. I don't know what this is about. Apparently it's got deadpan humour. I like deadpan humour. The only sci-fi series I've read and enjoyed is Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. Like, this obviously isn't going to be the same vibe as Skyward, which is a YA fantasy sci-fi. I have read a Kurt Vonnegut book before and I did enjoy it, but they are very weird. This might be a good one to take away actually because it's so small and light and it's already like an old copy, so it doesn't matter if I could get it wet around the pool and stuff. So yeah, I also, sorry, don't know what this one is about. I know it's set in London a long time ago. What year? 1893. So this is it like historical fiction? I don't really think it's historical fiction. I think it's more just like literary fiction set a while ago. Is that what historical fiction is, guys? I don't know. I usually just read KU romance, like literally what am I even talking about? Okay, next one. A book from an author you've read before. Is it time? Is it time to read Funny Story, maybe, by Emily Henry? I need to keep my hands out of frame because my fake tan is horrific, I'm so sorry. Might be time to read this, guys. I think, what is this about? Is this the one where they both think they're like cursed? No. Is that an Abby Jimenez book? I don't know, guys. So many new releases, I don't know which is which. This is the one where I think her boyfriend cheats on her with his girlfriend or fiance, whatever. Their partners cheat on them with each other, I think. So then I think these two end up having to live together. I think that's the premise. Sounds fun. I didn't love Happy Place, but I'm obsessed with book lovers. Don't love beach read, but like people meet on vacation. So Emily Henry, I can very much appreciate the writing in all of her books. She's a fantastic writer. Just some of her plots and characters aren't for me, so I think it's finally time to read Funny Story and see if it's the one that's going to make me feel like book lovers did. Next one. A book that's been on your shelf for over a year. Most of them.   over a year.   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 over a year.  over a year.  over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a year. over a ye You know what, I think I'm gonna go... Has this been on my shelf for over a year though? Oh, I was gonna go with Before We Were Strangers because I really want to read it, but I don't think I've had it for over a year. It must be coming up to a year, but I don't think it's been more than a year. So I think I'm gonna go with Open Water instead. Again, a nice short one to take on holiday. I've heard incredible things about this book. I don't know why I keep putting it off. I think it's because I just don't know much about it. I don't, again, really know massively what it's about. Two young people meet at a pub in southeast London. Both are black British, both won scholarships to private schools where they struggle to belong, and both are now artists. And it's like a love story between them. Okay, that sounds good. I like romances that have a bit of something to them, and this sounds like it's going to have some great social commentary, so I'm excited to read that one. We'll pop this one back for now, even though I do really want to read it. We'll pop it back on the cart. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. I said I was going to try and choose Kindle books and I've only chosen 4. I might do one more physical book and then choose like 5 or 6 more and try and do Kindle, because on holiday I probably can read like quite a lot of books. It's a very relaxing holiday, so I'm literally just going to be laid on a sunbed reading all day. So I'll probably read more this month maybe than I would in a normal month with me being away. But oh, it's like it read my mind. I'm not lying. A KU romance. Let me think, what KU romance do I want to read next? Oh, I don't know. Right, my bath's running, so I'm gonna go stop my bath from running so it doesn't overflow and think about which one, and I'll be back in a minute. What I actually want to put on my TBR from KU is, sorry, I've not even explained what KU means, Kindle Unlimited, if you didn't know, that's what I'm referring to. Anyway, what I actually want to put on my TBR from KU is a Sophie Lark book, because I've been wanting to read Sophie Lark for so long and I've just never gotten around to it. But what I think I actually should put on is the next book in the Addicted Calloway Sisters series, whatever the next one is. I'm currently reading Addicted After All, so what comes after that? I can't remember what it's called. I'll put the cover on the screen. I'm not loving this series, to be honest, but I just want to finish it. Like, I'm close enough to the end. I'm not hating it. I just went in with too high expectations. So I definitely want to finish it, and one of my goals this year, if you've been watching my videos, you might have heard me say, is to finish series and not keep starting them. So I think it's only fair to put the next one of those on my TBR for this month, with hopes that I can actually maybe finish this series in the next few months. Because yeah, I'm going to film an update. I think I'm going to film it tomorrow of how many series I'm in the middle of, and I've been putting it off because I'm scared to film it, because I fear that the number may be higher than at the beginning of the year. But we'll see. Oh my god, the fake time on my hands, I actually can't. Right, next one. How many books is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, should we do like 5 more maybe? A book that starts with S. Okay. Interesting. I find these ones fun because it kind of takes like some of the choice out of it. I might have to cheat and ignore the word "the" at the beginning of a title, because unless I'm dumb I can't see anything on here that begins with an S. So I think what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to go for, if I can actually get it off the bloody card, I think I'm going to go for The Summer of Broken Rules. What more perfect time to read this than on holiday? It's summer, it's about summer. We've not had much of a summer in England, so I've not been inclined to read any of my summer romances that I plan to read, even though it's nearly August. So we're just going to have to ignore the word "the." That doesn't count anyway, it's not a real word, and go, we'll just call it Summer of Broken Rules. You can't even really, the word "the" is in weird font anyway, so we'll just ignore it. Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walter? I don't know how to say that, sorry. But yeah, so this is, I think it's like, is it YA or is it not YA? Anyway, it's kind of the classic summer book. Annual family holiday, they go to the same place every year. You know the vibe. So I'm really excited to read this. I've heard really good things about this book and this author, and I know she's come out with a couple of other books since then that look very interesting to me as well. So I am very excited about this one. I've been wanting to read it for quite a while. I also just really like the cover and like how the book feels, which is probably a weird thing to say, but I find this very aesthetically pleasing, and also I think it'll be just a nice, easy, quick summer read when I'm on holiday. So 4 more. The next one, a book that starts with B, another one. Okay, let's have a look. I am trying to like think of Kindle books as well, but it's hard to think of Kindle books off the top of my head without it in front of me. Like, I can't remember what's in my Kindle library. Oh, am I actually so dumb? Sorry if you were all screaming at the screen. Before We Were Strangers by Renee Carlino. I think this is like a second chance, right person, wrong time, set in New York. I'm obsessed with anything set in New York. So yeah, we'll go with Before We Were Strangers. I can't believe I didn't think of that. Okay, 3 more. Oh, I've accidentally just picked out 3 more go, so we'll go with these 3. First one, a romance. Perfect. Trying to think of like a Kindle Unlimited romance, but maybe a standalone so that I don't have to start another series. Or maybe one in a series I've already started, perhaps. That could be a good one actually, yeah. Not another Addicted Callaway, because that's just boring for you to watch. If I just keep saying I'm going to read that series. What else? You know what, I'm going to have a look on my Kindle, and I will put up on the screen here what I choose for another Kindle romance, because I can't think off the top of my head. The next one, a pretty cover. Okay, we might have to do another physical book for this one, I think. I think I'm gonna have to do this. I think I'm gonna have to. I have read the first one and the novella, so I'm ready to read this, and the cover is beautiful. I love the covers for this series. So I think we're gonna have to go with Reckless by Lauren Lovett. I just don't want to get spoiled for it. Like, I'd rather read it now while the hype is fresh. I know it's a series that a lot of people are gonna be talking about, so yeah, I just don't want to get spoiled for it really. So we'll go with Reckless. If you don't know, this is the second full-length book, technically 3rd book, in the Powerless series. Is it called the Powerless series? It's a fantasy romance, but it is very focused on fantasy as well. Like, I'd say it's pretty even between the fantasy and the romance in the first couple of books. You definitely learn about the world, but it's not too complex, there's not too much world building. I think the balance was really nice. So yeah, I'm excited to read this, and I don't want to compare it to the Hunger Games because it is very different. This is very fantasy, not dystopia, but it kind of gives me similar feelings to how I felt in like the Hunger Games era. I don't love this series as much as the Hunger Games. I don't think anything is ever going to top that for me, but I'm not even saying it comes close. It just gives me the same vibe and the same feeling, and anything that gives me Hunger Games vibes I will read. And then last one for this month, a second-hand book. Okay, so we can't go with another Kindle one. I'm gonna have to read some of these physical books before I go on holiday. I have quite a lot of second-hand books actually. Quite a fair few of these are second-hand. I might just go for another short little one. Like, I've never read Agatha Christie. I'm not really like a mystery kind of girl. I'm not a thriller kind of. I know this isn't a thriller, but I don't really read much of that genre. I just bought this for 10p in a charity shop, and I just think, you know, it's short again, probably a good one to take on holiday. So yeah, we'll go with this. No idea what it's about, but I think it's like, obviously because it's Agatha Christie, it's going to be like a mystery, whodunit kind of thing. But yeah, my first Agatha Christie. I don't know if it's a good one to start with. The Mysterious Affair at Styles. So I like Harry Styles, so that sounds good. That concludes my TBR for this month. Other than, I don't know what the Kindle Unlimited book I'm going to choose yet is, but you'll know before I know because I'll put it on the screen. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Please give it a thumbs up down below if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already, and so that you can see me read hopefully all of these books. I can never make promises that I'm going to fully stick to the TBR, but I'm going to try, and trying is what counts. So subscribe so you don't miss me reading these books, and I'll see you in my next video.